The nice weather is finally here. The bass here are in pre-spawn, and we need to get this kayak finished up so that we can get it on the water. It's going to be a DIY keel guard. Stay tuned. Welcome back, guys. So like I said, we're going to be doing a DIY keel guard. It's actually a very simple process, very easy to do. And you guys are only going to need a few simple tools and you'll be able to do this yourself. Now, there are companies out there that make these and you can purchase them, but this is going to be at a fraction of a cost. And my opinion, it's a much stronger bond and much more protective than what you can get on the market. So let's dive in. I'm going to show you what exactly we're going to be doing. I'm going to show you what you need and why I need it, and why you also need it as well. So I'm going to flip you around. I'm going to show you the hull of my kayak, and as time's gone on, this area is getting scratched up, and that's why I want to protect that area. And if you guys are like me and have invested money into your kayaks, then for sure you need to do this. It's just an extra step to protect your kayak, and with the money that we invest into these things these days, you just might as well do it. Here you can see it's just getting scratched up and abused in this area here. You can see we have some scratches in there. Nothing terribly deep, as I try to be very cautious of it, but you can see it's dirty and it's scratched up. I'm gonna take you guys in now. I'm gonna show you what tools you need to do this. Very simple, limited supplies, very easy to do. You guys can definitely do this yourself. We're going to need a pair of scissors. You're going to need a Sharpie, some tape, some paper. This is going to be amazing Goop, the Marine. The Marine is UV resistant. It's just going to be waterproof, better bond for you. Kydex. So as far as Kydex goes, you get a smooth side as well as a textured side. And I have to tell you guys, for under $15, you get a couple pieces of it off Amazon. I'll link it down in my description. It's going to protect the hull of your kayak like you can't imagine. In my opinion, it's going to be much stronger than what these other companies put out. It's just going to work that much better. And there's many videos on here about Kydex and making keel guards and protecting the hull of your kayak. So I'm not the first one to do it. Definitely not going to be the last one to do it. So definitely Kydex is the way to go in order to protect your hull, in my opinion. All right, so you're going to need the heat gun. Obviously the heat gun is going to be to mold your Kydex around to fit the shape of your hull. And the only other thing you're going to really need is maybe some sandpaper just to rough up the surface of your Kydex, just that way this amazing Goop has something to really bond to between the Kydex and the hull of your kayak. So that's about it. Very simple process. So we're going to dive into it and I'm going to show you how we do this. Now, you need some type of a cleaner. I am going to be using 99% alcohol. It's because that's what I have. You can use regular rubbing alcohol, you can use acetone, you can use lacquer thinner, but we need this so that we can clean this area here up so we can have good, proper adhesion. Just gonna add some cleaner here. Gonna wipe this all up. Clean this spot up. Now, this actually isn't too bad. I try to take as good care of this as I can. Basically, every time I come back, a lot of times I'll wash my kayak off, and I also protect it as well with 303 protectant before I start using it. I'll go around the whole, the bow, the stern, you know, basically everything on the top side, even spray along the sides, and I'll clean it with, then protect it with 303 protectant. It's an awesome product. It it helps protect it and keep your kayak in good shape. All right, so we've got this wiped down, cleaned up. Again, not too terrible, not too bad shape. First thing I do is I grab a sheet of paper and I cut just a basic shape, and that is going to look like this once you unfold it. Instead of cutting, you know, one side and then folding it over and cutting another side, you just cut it while it's folded in half, and then you have identical sides. So what we do is we're going to transfer our traced piece of paper onto our piece of Kydex. If you look, if we actually bring the edges up here like so, you actually have a whole nother piece that you can do more. So 2 pieces of Kydex are going to be plenty for what you need, and you'll be able to do multiple kayaks or multiple parts on your kayak. So through the magic of video, we're going to have this cut out and ready. Here it is, cut out. Now, what I'm going to do is just going to grab some sandpaper, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scuff up this smooth side of this piece of Kydex that we cut out, and then that's the side that's going to go down against the hull of our kayak. So let's grab some sandpaper, let's scuff it up, we'll move on to the next step. So unfortunately here, I had a problem where my audio cut out and I didn't realize it for a few clips. So I have to do a quick voiceover here for you. All I'm showing you is that I had sanded the piece of Kydex here with 80 grit sandpaper, and now I'm just taking this alcohol and I am cleaning off the sanding dust off of the hull of the kayak as well as the piece of Kydex. That way we can get going on the next step. So now when we heat this Kydex up, we're going to need a pair of gloves. Now I recommend getting gloves just from like Harbor Freight, a garden center, some kind of like construction type gloves. You don't want to use something thin like vinyl gloves or nitrile gloves or anything like that. In the end, you need something that's going to protect your hands, because we are going to be heating this up pretty hot with a heat gun, and then we are going to be holding the piece of Kydex down to the hull of the kayak with our hands in order to give it the shape that we need while it cools down. So now the way I like to do this is I like to take the Kydex and I like to heat it up nice and hot first, and then I like to put the front of it down onto the hull of the kayak, and I like to hold it down there first, and I like to do it in sections. So this first section here, I heated it up and I held it down with my gloves. Once it cooled down, I taped that piece down. That way this isn't going to move on us. And now I start working it in sections, piece by piece, which I did it in quarters on this piece. So here we are. We're heating up the next portion of this. We're going to heat it up nice and hot, and then we're going to get our gloves on here. We're going to hold that down. That's going to hold the shape. Once it cools down a little bit, we're going to take the tape again, and I like to apply it right over top in order to hold that in place, and I continue working my way backwards. Here we are, just ripping off the piece of tape. Now I'm applying it over top nice and tight, and this is held down, ready to go to the next section. So now here you see we're heating up this last section right here. Now you want to get it nice and hot because we want it to be really pliable. So the good thing about Kydex is if you don't have it positioned exactly how you want it, you can just heat it up and it will go into place the way you would like it to. So we heat it up. I hold it down with my gloves here. We're going to let it cool down a little bit. We're going to apply one more piece of tape on the back of here, and that's it. This is pretty much wrapped up. All right, so what I'm doing here is I'm just explaining. I broke this down into quarters, but now I have these blank areas in between the tape here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to heat up these in-between sections, and I'm going to make sure that they're molded down absolutely perfectly. I don't want big gaps in there. So I'm going to heat them up, and I am at that point just going to throw another piece of tape in between, and that'll be it. So I'm just kind of getting tape ready here, getting my gloves on. We'll heat up the section, and then we will tape that down nice and tight, and this whole process will be complete. So now we've finished heating this up, and again, we're just going to take our masking tape and we are going to tape that down nice and tight. Now again, I am only doing this so that it holds the exact shape of the hull of the kayak, and we leave it there in place until the whole piece of Kydex is cooled down, and at that point we have a perfectly molded piece of Kydex to the shape of the hull of our kayak. And once that's done, you're on to gluing it on, and that's it. Process is over. Okay, so I've removed all the tape from our piece of Kydex here. Now, what I like to do is, I like to take a piece of tape and I like to put it right here in the beginning where this is going to go. And I like to take a piece and put it in the back side here of where this finishes up here, where it ends up. And I like to put that there. Now, the reason for this is because once we take that amazing goop and we apply it to this and we let it set up, and then we go to put it on here, we're not going to have a whole lot of time to really move this around and adjust it. So this is a good start and finishing point for this piece of Kydex for where we're going to install this at. So again, here we go. We have our Kydex off. We have our tape here. We can just take it, we can line it up, and then that's it. Install it. I like to tape it down, and I like to leave it there for about 24 hours. And, you know, it's pretty much ready to go. But here it is, heated up. Bring you in, and this is what it looks like. So, molded, it's actually solid. I'm squeezing it here. It's not flexing at all. We are good to go. So, now, this part is complete. I just got these gloves, Grease Monkey from Walmart, nitrile gloves, and I'm going to use a pair of these because when I take this amazing goop, I'm actually going to apply it by hand. We're going to do a little finger painting. So we're just going to take the tube, we're going to put a bead around on the inside here, and we're going to spread it out with our finger. We'll push it down, and that's about it. Here it tells you that, well, I can't read it. It's blurry as hell right now. I had to throw my cheaters on because otherwise I can't read this to you guys. But the directions for use on the amazing goop is it's going to tell you apply directly to each surface, allow approximately 2 minutes before mating surfaces, because this hardens by solvent evaporation. And then it tells you allow repair to cure for 24 hours. So what I think I might do is I actually might outline where most of this is going to go. I'll add some onto the hull of the kayak, and I will add some onto here. I'll let that set up for about 2 minutes, and then I will put that together. All right, if you've never used this before, in the tip of your cap, you have a little punch. You're just going to punch a hole into the tip of that. We are going to remove our piece of Kydex. I'm going to apply this to the hole. And I'm going to spread this stuff out. And this stuff, guys, yes, it does have a strong smell. So if you're not in a well-ventilated spot, just try and do it somewhere where it's not going to bother you too much. We will add it into our Kydex here. Most importantly, obviously the middle, but I do try to get it out pretty well out to the edges as well. Don't really want to miss any spots here. If you add too much and it squeezes out, well, that's okay. That's just going to make it that much much better bonded wise. Let that kind of set up for a minute. I'm actually going to take these gloves off. I'll throw another pair on real quick. Looks like on here, you can see it's fully covered. All of our kayak is covered. We should be pretty good. Now again, you can't really screw this up because you have the spot where you want it to line up in the front and in the back. So now it's just a matter of placing it in between those two spots and you are lined up. So we're gonna do that real quick. I'm gonna take that, line it up, push it down nice and tight. Now, what I will do is I will just take my tape and I like to just tape this down nice and tight. We have it taped down in place. We're gonna let that set up and cure. We're gonna remove the tape and this DIY keel guard is gonna be complete. Well guys, that's gonna wrap this up. I've got it taped down. I'm just gonna let this dry for a few hours. I'm gonna remove the tape. It's fine. Usually it says 48 to 72 hours to completely be cured and good to go. I can tell you from personal experience, this amazing goop, with the amount that you put on here, 24 to 48 hours, you're completely fine. And that's it. Guys, we put so much money into our kayaks for fishing, between fish finders and paddles and motors and everything else. It is worth the under $30 that this is gonna cost to do to protect your investment, right? The last thing you want are scratches so deep in the hull of your kayak that you have water getting in. So protect your hull. I mean, this is such an easy DIY. Pretty much anybody can do it, really. It's going to save you a lot of money compared to some of the brands that are already out there, which charge upwards of, I don't know, $130, $150 for their keel guards. This is under 30 bucks. And you're protecting, realistically, most of our kayaks are, you know, hundreds, upwards of thousands of dollars. So protect your kayak. It's just worth it. It's just an added piece of protection for yourself. I'll list everything that we use in this video down in my description. If you guys want a quick, easy link, just get it right through there. The Kydex is very cheap. The amazing goop, I think you can probably get on Amazon, the two probably for 10 bucks. I picked up mine locally, but that's really it. Not difficult to do at all. Again, guys, protect your investment. It is definitely worth it. It's an easy thing to do, and it takes you no time to really do it. And it'll just give you a little bit of more of a peace of mind while you're out on your kayak. Most of them are getting beat up over rocks and trying to drag them through woods and over pavement. And God forbid, like Kayak Life, dropped his on the boat ramp trying to launch his, slipped, dropped his, and his brand new bona fide XTR, well, that got some deep scratches in it. So not fun. You don't want to ruin your kayak. So definitely protect it. We're gonna wrap this up. Hey, we're closing in on 1,000 subscribers. One of my videos soon, we're gonna figure out what we're gonna do for a giveaway. We're getting closer and closer. So thank you guys for that. Yeah, I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.